good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about measuring time. That is about how to derive the syntactic position of duration phrases in Chinese. It's a little bit hilarious because I'm talking about measuring time and I will try to be on time. Now the major contents are as follows. First, I will introduce you to some of the main language data about the topic I'm going to describe. And then I will show the syntactic and semantic distinctions in linear order that concerns duration phrase, one transitive verb, and one direct object. Then we will bring the paper to the core proposal, which is based on the intrinsic semantic structure of Chinese verbs proposed by Professor Guo Yiyang in Peking University. And another theoretical background would be the theory of lexical decomposition by Professor Huang Zhenge in 2008. And then I will show my analysis of the post-verbal positions of Chinese duration phrase. Now we'll talk about some of the advantages of this analysis, which captures the difference between a verbal classifier phrase and a duration phrase. Then we'll conclude the paper. Now let's see some language data. The duration phrases in Chinese, they usually measure time, and they have two main forms. One is numeral classifier combination, like 1分钟, 1 minute, 2天, 2 days, 3周, 3 weeks, and 4年, 4 years. However, we also have another type, which is numeral classifier noun combination. That is 5个小时, 5 hours, 6个礼拜, 6 weeks, 7个星期, 7 weeks, and 8个月, 8 months. The difference here is about the classifier, but in my proposal, they all function the same, which is to measure time, and they share the same post-verbal positions. For example, if we see this sentence, 我认识小明3年了. The duration phrase 3年 is here, which is behind the direct object. However, if we look at this sentence, we will find it at least a little bit weird, if not ungrammatical. But I intend to think that it is a little bit ungrammatical. 我看书3天了. It's very weird, right? But if we look at other sentences, we will find that there is a different type of the linear order, where the duration phrase occurs between the verb and the direct object. Like 我看了3天书. But it doesn't happen with certain types of the verbs. We will find this weird. No, ungrammatical. 我认识了3年小明. We definitely can't say this sentence. And 我离开了3年北京. This is also ungrammatical. So what's that? We will enter the co-proposal. You have probably now heard of the intrinsic semantic structure of Chinese verbs proposed by Professor Guo Yiyang. In Chinese, we call it 动词的过程结构. In that paper, Professor Guo Yiyang defined stage verb 状态动词, action verb 动作动词, and change verb 变化动词. We'll probably find that the difference we found in linear order just is in accord with the 3 types of verbs, like 认识 and 离开, which they are the state verb and the change verb, while 等, 吃 or 看 are the action verbs. 我认识小明3年了. And 我离开北京3天了. This is this slide. 状态动词 and 变化动词 They fall into the first linear order type, which is a V plus O plus duration phrase. And what is encoded in this verb? What is encoded by the duration phrase here? I think it is the time of interval that is expressed by the duration phrase. However, when it comes to the second type of linear order, which is V plus duration phrase plus object, it strictly falls onto the action verbs, which involves 看书 and 吃葡萄. Here, we'll find that what is encoded by the duration phrase is the time of duration. And how can we capture this difference in theoretical linguistics? I would suggest that we follow the approach of lexical decomposition proposed by Professor Feng Zhengde in 2008. There are two main highlights, which is why we need to follow this approach. We have different types of time that is encoded by the duration phrase in Chinese. That is time of interval and time of duration. We need to distinguish them. And the second one is the more important one. Traditionally, we will take such differences into the account of idiosyncrasy, which is encoded by the lexical items. However, I think that it would be better if we try to account for such phenomenon into a syntactic analysis, which brings us to the theory of lexical decomposition. For example, kill in English can be decomposed into two roots, which is cause and die. And we will tend to be a little bit plus a big V approach. In syntactic analysis, we will think that there's an universal little V in the verbal phrases, like this tree. You see this? There's a do in this analysis, which accounts for the phenomenon. 他看了3天的书. However, there are different types of like verbs, like cause, become, do, and be. Here we apply be in do in this one. However, how to capture the different linear orders? This is what I propose here. The condition of GP selection, which is not mentioned by Professor Feng Zhengde in 2008. I will say that there are different flavors of little v that can account for the strict condition about which linear order we should adopt for different kind of verbs. For action verbs like 吃 and 看, I propose that the little v here is we do. This is one flavor of little v. However, for state verbs and change verbs, the little v here is restative. And that accounts for the linear order, which was brought by verbs like 认识 and 离开. We might notice that only a little we do can take a GP, a grounded phrase, as a complement. However, V stative cannot. That is the core proposal here. Let's see how I can account for the different linear orders. 他看了3天的书 here. The verb here endures a successive cyclic movement, a hand movement, that is, to be in the position of little v do. While the duration phrase 3天 is the specifier of grounded phrase, which is taken as a complement of the little v do. However, for sentences like 我认识小明3年了, we can't adopt that analysis because the little v here is not little v do, it is v so it can't take a grounded phrase as its complement. 三年 here is just an adjunct to the big VP that accounts for the different positions in linear order. And we'll move to the third part of my paper. There are some advantages of this analysis. One of which is that my analysis can account for the difference between verbal classifier phrases and durational phrases. About the part of verbal classifier phrases, I will not emphasize here because I have already done a presentation at the International Conference of Chinese Linguistics in Kobe City, Japan this May. So I will just focus on the durational phrase part. We'll probably notice that we can't say the sentence 他看3次的书. This is definitely ungrammatical. However, for duration phrases, we can't add a de here. Why? Because they have different syntactic structure. This is what I proposed in Kobe City in the last conference. This is the analysis for duration phrases. Action verbs, they have a little bit do, while state verbs and change verbs, they only have a little bit, whose flavor is stated. So it can't take a grounded phrase as its complement. Then we'll conclude the paper. Here I have tried to derive the linear orders that concerns a transitive verb, a direct object, and a durational phrase. Like in this, there are two different types of linear orders. The first one would be 我认识小明3年了 and 我离开北京3年了. The second type would be 他看了3天的书 or 他看了3天的书. The can be omitted here. The theoretical background of this paper have two main parts. The first one would be the intrinsic semantic structure of Chinese verbs, 动词的过程结构, proposed by Professor Guo Yiyang. And the second one would be the lexical decomposition and grounded phrase hypothesis by Professor in 2008. And what I'm going to contribute here is that I propose the condition of GP selection. That is, only the syntactic structure of action verbs has a little bit do, the flavor is do. And only the little verbs of this flavor can take a GP as its complement. So that can account for the difference we have captured in the linear orders that concerns be, or, and duration phrase. This paper, I also intend to explain my analysis and finally reach a unified analysis with the verbal classified phrases. That's my selected references, and thank you very much for listening. Anyone wants to ask a question or some remarks, please?
Здесь все понятно. Здесь прикольно.
做的挺好的，这两个，这个解释的是做到了形式和意义的结合的很漂亮的一个解释啊。其实大家是追求形式和意义的对应嘛。现在就是通过这个，其实一个是控制那个动词的语义啊，我们就是控制动词的语义类型，另一个就是把它形式化的导致了在结构上的这个差异。我觉得这个挺不错的。
是的。
你刚才说认识， 所以就是你对所以这个是可以就是对它的语义去做分析。当然是就是形式化的，你可以这样解释，为什么是这个就是动词是这样用的，它是就是在这个位置。但是你先定它的位置，然后呢就是通过形式定式，这是这样的形成这个恶性循环。为什么它就是可以代替度？你怎么知道它可以代替？因为是你自己制定的，为了解释起来方便，是吧？所以就是这个解释过程离开态度，认识不是一个就是状态动词，这不是一个状态，躺着这是一个状态，认识这是通过一次性的动作发生的结果，而这个结果不会消失。
对，是的。
所以就从这个角度，不是状态动词。之所以再说呢，你做这两个例句的比较，就是第一是小明是就是有定的，是就是说还是怎么那玩意儿是不定的，是吧？所以在这里通过这样子做比较，还是你可以就是比较就是两个要就是有定，是吧？认识看这两个就是原则上完全是不同的动词。
对，是的。
所以说，就是用的时间看了这多长时间，就是这个看这个过程多长时间，持续的时间，
对，
是吧？
对。
所以不是这个时间跟这个时间词没有什么关系。
是这样的，是这样的。
是认识。
这个是看，然后我说它这块的时间是动作持续的时间。
对。
所以这个是
持续的时间。
对，但是那个认识和离开这块其实它的时间编码是间隔时间，因为认识对，确实像您所说的，它是发生在一瞬间的动作，然后
发生之后离开差不多。
对。
所以
要把这两个
这个事件，所以它是完全之所以，它们的语义不同，之所以它们就有这样的比较明显的用法上的不同，是吧？所以
您是说写和写的不同，是认识和看书的不同，还是对，是的。
所以在这里其实在这里认识和离开又是两个部分，是吧？这是认识。
但其实离开也是后面时间编码和计量是它
对
决策的上是。
但是它的语义探索是做更细致的分析。离开是什么动词？离开是消失的意思。所以在这里它有除了就是简单的不能认识，就是它的语义类也是用是不同。
是的。
所以之所以就是它们的用法上也会发生就是出现很多的就是不同的这样的就是用力和用法。所以我们可能是在对动词的语义可能是要就是做更那个详细的分析，和这个是非常重要的。所以当然是形式跟这个语义怎么结合，是你先把自己的解释放在前面，不是它会不会成为这样的恶性循环？对啊，循环性的你的论证是什么？它就是在这个位置，那谁的制定是它是在这个位置，你自己制定的，是吧？这也是语法化，对，比如就是这个东西，是吧？语法化是该怎么这个过程该怎么解释呢？你先得解释它以前不是这个样，你现在就是说明之前就是它是一个语法的过程。如果是过程，这个过程有它的就是开始，也有它的就是结束，那你先得说明就是之前它是这样的用法，现在通过语法化、虚化或者是就变成了这样的另外一种句式，它是怎么着？这才叫就是语法化过程。所以在这里就是在理论上肯定是要就是进入这个考虑的，但是我觉得真的是分析的非常就是全面，所以所以就这个我觉得最后的一个就是他那个还要代替，就是结果，还要就是你的这个研究结果，就是研究还要就是你要就是继续做，所以这是非常好的。
那郭律师，能不能翻到我那个另外一个表啊？那动词搭配的。对。就是郭先生研究我的时候。郭先生是一个聪明啊，说。
郭老师是我导师。
那行。
对。
对。
93年我还没出生呢。
对，这个表。